amongst our people. In the city amongst our people. Who knew the truth? Elder Lawyer, I need you to go to Wars of the Jews, the 2nd chapter, 254 to 257 for Josephus. Write them down, because y'all going to see there's nothing new under the sun. There is nothing new under the sun. Let's read it, Elder Lawyer.
Yes, sir.
Take your time. It's
2 and 54, right?
It says 2
And 254.
254.
Yes, sir.
254 to 257.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So this is Wars of the Jews, book 2, verse number 254. When the country was purged of these, there sprang up another sort of robbers in Jerusalem.
There sprang up robbers in Jerusalem.
Which were called Sicarii.
Which was called what?
Which were called Sicarii.
Which were called Sicarii. Now, mind you, Christ says he's at the porter of the door. And anybody that don't come in that straight gate is a what? A thief and a robber. Y'all don't understand what's going on, brethren. There's nothing new under the sun. The same spirits are operating, taking rogue spirits, unbelievers, and antichrist, and revealing the truth so that you can be confirmed that you're standing on solid ground, brothers and sisters. Read it again.
When the country was purged of these, there sprang up another sort of robbers in Jerusalem, which were called Sicarii.
Which were called Sicarii. Were they for our people? Were they a benefit for God's ministry? Were they there to save and help us from the Romans? Or were they sent by the devil to help the Romans? Read it.
Who slew men in the daytime and in the midst of the city. This they did chiefly at the festivals, when they mingled themselves among the multitude.
So they would come amongst us, like us, but was looking to rob, pillage, and kill us. People have to stop getting fascinated with everyone who pick up the Bible and read it. Even Christ says, you shall know them by their works, by their fruit. Read.
And concealed daggers under their garments, with which they stabbed those that were their enemies.
They were known to take weapons to come against those who they felt would oppose them. This was before the modern day automatic or handgun. Same time Jerusalem is falling and being destroyed, this activity was going on back then. You're going to tell me the Bible isn't true when it says there's nothing new under the sun? And I know to a lot of you, that's shocked that y'all even see it. Like, oh, that's his. We've been read the history of these Vangrals. That was in that spirit back then. Finish reading, Elder Lawyer.
And when any fell down dead, the murderers became part of those that had indignation against them, by which means they appeared persons of such reputation that they could by no means be discovered. The first man who was slain by them was Jonathan the high priest, after whose death many were slain every day, while the fair men were in of being so served, was more afflicting the calamity itself.
They began to come after and kill the priest of God. Some of our people, they get so fascinated with what they see and don't do any research and understand that the Most High has given them signs. Not just signs in the heavens, but signs amongst Israel in of itself. That the same spirits that was working back then to destroy Judea will be working now for those who can see. Go ahead, Elder.
And while everybody expected death every hour, as men do in war, so were men obliged to look before them and to take notice of their enemies at a great distance. Nor if their friends were coming to them, durst they trust them any longer. But in the midst of their suspicions and guarding themselves, they were slain. Such was the celebrity of the plotters against them, and so cunning was their contrivance.
Look at that. Now, just by a show of hands, who knew that Sakari was the robbers who were destroying our people in 70 AD? Okay, we got some sharp ones up in here. All right. Now, personally, like I said, myself, I don't look at any videos of no Israelites or anything, because everything they taught, everything they saying, I said that in 92, 93. I can do all their teachings and tell them, oh, excuse me, that false breakdown you're doing, here's 2 scriptures you're missing. But when I see somebody brandishing something, that's a sign. Especially at a time where the whole world right now is talking about massacres. Speaking of guns and this, that, and the other. I'm one of those who would have been back then, and when I seen that light at night, that's a sign. So based on, that was confirmation to me. I didn't know who the groups were, but when I seen that happening, I knew that was the sign. That's history. That's history. What are we seeing?